Welcome to New Sky TV. Exploded. Zhai Yiying is dominating the short drama scene. 3 hit dramas in 2 months garnered a staggering 2 billion views. What's the secret to their phenomenal success? 3 short dramas in 2 months, a whopping 2 billion views. By the end of 2025, Zhai Yiying's name had practically become synonymous with short dramas. If you've been scrolling through short videos lately, you've likely come across her shows, whether it's the office newbie who accidentally falls for a domineering CEO in First Taste, the terminally ill Newick girl in Years of Peace, or the bold, freelance photographer pursuing love in Hard to Flirt. The data speaks for itself. Her 3 works, First Taste, Years of Peace, and Hard to Flirt, amassed over 2 billion views in just 2 months, consistently dominating the trending topics. How did an actress who had appeared in over 70 short dramas, yet was still considered familiar but not easily remembered, achieve such astonishing screen dominance in such a short time? Leading the charge was First Taste, which surged to 2nd place on the popularity charts on its first day of release. It tells a story within the not-so-novel framework of arranged marriage to love, but it manages to create something fresh. Zhai Yiying plays Rong Weiyu, who, after getting drunk, mistakenly enters the room of Fu Chengshao, Hangzhou's richest man. The story doesn't dwell on melodramatic entanglements but quickly progresses to the two signing a contractual marriage. What truly made this drama a hit were its contrasting elements that broke away from the typical domineering CEO trope. The aloof CEO kneels on urines in front of the entire company to apologize, saying, "Baby, Daddy was wrong," accompanied by an awkward belly-touching gesture. This tsundere yet doting husband dynamic quickly became a trending meme on social media initially. Viewers might focus on the sweetness and flirting of the story, but as they watch, they discover that the most compelling aspect of Hard to Flirt with isn't the plot, but the emotional progression of the characters. Guanzhi isn't love-struck, her initiative isn't reckless, but a clear-headed choice. She dares to confess, dares to get close, and dares to turn away when the other hesitates. This courage with restraint perfectly captures the feminine qualities that audiences crave. Zhai Yiying's performance in this drama is extremely relaxed. She doesn't rely on exaggerated lines to create ambiguity, but rather uses pauses in eye contact, breathing rhythms, and physical distance to gradually build up the ambiguity. A glance, a moment of averted gaze, is more powerful than 10 "I like you" statements. It's precisely this realism that prevents the 9-year age gap from becoming a burden. Instead, it makes the emotions appear more restrained and mature, making viewers willingly support this unrequited love. Looking back at these 3 works, a clear commonality emerges. Zhai Yiying never repeats herself. She can be sweet without being cloying, she can be heart-wrenching without resorting to sob stories, she can be charming without ever losing the dignity of her character. This is especially rare in the short drama genre. Many actors rely on a single popular character and then simply copy and paste, but she constantly switches tracks, treating each performance as a chance to prove herself again. Because of this, viewers don't remember a particular meme, but rather her as a person. The moment the camera pans to her, the comments section is no longer filled with "Is this drama good?" but rather, "It's Zhai Yiying, then I can watch it." 2 billion views may seem like the market's answer, but more accurately, it's the vote of confidence viewers have given her through repeated viewings, rewatches, and recommendations. The short drama trend is still changing, but one thing is certain: Zhai Yiying has firmly established herself at the forefront. More importantly, this pleasing to the eye appearance doesn't steal the show, but rather greatly facilitates emotional immersion. Zhai Yiying's face isn't immediately striking, but it continuously enhances her performance as the story unfolds. Her smiles are natural and her tears feel genuine. Her emotional fluctuations feel like they're happening to someone you know. This is precisely the realism that short dramas need, to make the audience forget she's an actress and only remember the character. And when the camera zooms in, her true strengths become apparent. Her rounded features make her appear natural in various states: sickness, stubbornness, sweetness, and instead allow her to more easily convey complex emotions. This is why she can handle intense emotional scenes in Sui Sui Wan and perform high-density ambiguous relationships in On Liao, without pulling the audience out of the story. As for chemistry with her co-stars, Zhai Yiying's strength lies in the fact that she's not the one being paired, but rather the one who can be paired with anyone. With Liu Hang, she amplifies the sweet and reassuring feeling of romance. With Wang Haosen, she switches to a restrained, tense, and slightly dangerous emotional tension. She proactively adjusts her performance based on her co-stars' personalities to create a believable relationship, rather than relying on filters to force it. This is extremely rare in the short drama genre. Many actresses rely on fixed male leads or fixed character settings. Once the pairing changes, the chemistry immediately fails. But Zhai Yiying's acting logic is character first. She always establishes the character first, then allows the emotions to develop naturally. Audiences aren't drawn to the actresses themselves, but to the genuine relationships between the characters. While the industry is still debating who will be the next breakout star, Zhai Yiying has already proven with her achievements, those who truly go far are never those with template-like beauty, but those actors who can be repeatedly needed in different stories. The wave of short dramas continues to surge, but one thing is certain, Zhai Yiying is no longer just a ripple, but someone who has begun to influence the direction of the tide. Looking back from this juncture, we can see that Zhai Yiying's rise to fame coincided perfectly with the critical point of the short drama industry's upgrade. Audiences are no longer satisfied with fast food stimulation but are beginning to seek content with greater emotional depth and a stronger sense of immersion. And she is precisely the kind of actress who can make a 3-minute scene feel like 30 minutes of lingering emotion. Even a single glance or a moment of silence can be repeatedly replayed and analyzed frame by frame. More importantly, she doesn't exhibit the impetuousness of someone eager to exploit their popularity. After her initial success, she didn't confine herself to a single path but continued to try roles with different temperaments and intensities. She can be both sweet and ruthless. Softness and sharpness are not contradictory in her. This versatility determines that she won't just be a hit leading lady for a certain period but has the potential to become a core actor in the short drama field, needed long term. As more and more producers realize that short dramas ultimately compete on an actor's understanding of ordinary people's emotions, Zhai Yiying's advantages will only be further amplified. She is not a lofty perfect leading lady, but rather someone who allows the audience to identify, projects their feelings, and empathize. This is precisely why audiences are still willing to watch her next work unconditionally. Traffic may change, trends may shift, but those who truly remain in the market are always those repeatedly chosen by stories. Zhai Yiying has clearly embarked on this longer, more stable path. If we compare the short drama industry to a high-speed filtering mechanism, then Zhai Yiying is undoubtedly one of the few actors who haven't been swallowed up by this speed, but rather have used it to evolve. Her growth trajectory is not flamboyant, but exceptionally solid. Each breakthrough isn't based on a single explosive point, but on the multiple resonances between the character, emotions, and the audience's psychology. You'll find an interesting phenomenon. Audiences discussing her rarely stop at so sweet or so adorable, but begin to analyze the details of her performance. When she blinks, when she restrains her emotions, when she leaves a sentence unfinished. This value of being repeatedly studied itself shows that she has moved from being an actor consumed to an actor worthy of discussion. Looking further ahead, Zhai Yiying's emergence is also subtly changing the imagination of short drama female leads. She proved that female leads don't have to be perfect, don't have to be overtly talented, and don't need to be constantly under a spotlight. As long as they are authentic and three-dimensional enough, they can win the audience's patience and favor. This shift in values is perhaps more important than any viewership data. As the industry begins to move away from crude replication and towards content stratification and refinement, actors like Zhai Yiying, who can both attract large audiences and maintain high quality, will become increasingly rare. She may not create a sensation with every project, but almost every appearance makes people want to stop and watch. Thank you for watching the video. See you in the next video. Thank you.